Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Brian's Horror Corner. Yes, I'm back again. I realized I left some things out in my HorrorHound Weekend in Indianapolis horror convention, what I got and who I met video, part one. This is part two, I guess, additional. There's just a couple other things I wanted to mention. First of all, this thing was at the Indiana Convention Center. If anybody's ever been there before, that place is ginormous. So as well established for this kind of a convention. I'm sure they have lots of conventions there. One disappointment I had, there was a guest that I wanted to meet, but unfortunately had to cancel at last minute due to an emergency, and that was George Wendt, Norm himself. Norm. Yeah, I don't know. He had an emergency come up on Friday, and that was a bummer when I saw that because I really wanted to get his autograph and meet him. Although I've heard from some people that he's not the most personable person that you'll ever meet, which that's whatever. I don't expect every guest to be, pulling a chair out for me or anything, as long as they're at least, cordial and stuff. But I really did want to meet him and get his autograph and even a picture with him and stuff. But I hope everything's okay with him. But that was one sort of disappointment, other than the not getting Robert England's signature on my picture with him. But that'll be taken care of in a future con, hopefully. I also wanted to mention this convention was also really cool because in addition to all the vendors, and there were probably 50 or 70, 80 of them. I don't even know the number. But it had two other things too. It had a film festival going on. So there were two different film screening rooms throughout the whole weekend that showed different like horror shorts, whether it be related to like terrifying kids or uh, horror and comedy or anything like that. And the one I went to one at 11 a.m. yesterday, me and my friend, and that was just kind of, it was called a taste of horror. So they were like horror shorts. I think there were five or six of them that they showed within about an hour. You got this, and that was good because we got to sit down for a while after walking from our park where we parked to the convention center, which was not close in downtown Indianapolis. Although, a side note, I did get to see Lucas Oil Stadium, which was a sight to behold as well. Walked right past that. Um, but we were ready to sit down for a while, so that was a nice break in the late morning. But yeah, that was cool. They had like five or six different sessions of horror shorts in these filming rooms, film festival kind of thing. There's actually another one I wanted to see. Oh shoot, what was the title of it? It was Valentine Bluffs. I think it was related to, of course, if you're familiar with My Bloody Valentine, that was the name of the town in that movie. This was supposed to be like kind of a fan made sequel or something. I really wanted to see that, but timing wise, it just didn't work out because I had my picture with Robert Englund. I think that I had to get in line for. Um, but that was cool. And then the other thing that was outstandingly cool was this Mask Fest that they had with guests like Tom Savini, and then a bunch of other mask makers and special effects creators. Man, if I had an unlimited amount of money and places, I tell you, I would have gone ape shit on buying masks. These masks were so incredibly cool. Man, it was incredible. I took a selfie or not a selfie, but I took pictures with my phone of a couple of the masks, but that doesn't even do it justice. Um, but yeah, it's amazing what these guys can do. True artists for sure, and these masks were so lifelike, so cool. That was definitely one of the highlights of the entire weekend. But yeah, other than that, guys, I think that's pretty much it. My first video was running a little bit long, so I kind of forgot about some things I wanted to mention. The George went part of it, which was unfortunate, and then these other things that Horror Hound Weekend. That I would definitely recommend Horror Hound Weekend if you're close to one of the locations that they come to throughout the year. I'm not going to say they did a perfect job. I think they kind of botched it with the Robert England signing, but I also understand, given his notoriety, that's kind of a hard thing to pin down. But there's some miscommunication stuff there. But overall, I thought they put on an incredible event, and I would recommend that as a good horror con to check out if you're close to any of the areas, as I said, that they come to throughout the year. You can go to horrorhoundweekend.com, I believe, to check that out, what their schedule is. But yeah, I think I want to say that's it. The film festival, the Mask Fest with Tom Savini and a bunch of other guys. I think Daniel Roebuck was there from the Monsters movie. There's some guests in there, and then, but yeah, other than that, the vendors were all really friendly, really cool. Of course, they were trying to get your money, but no, they really were. They were very informative, very helpful. I asked a lot of questions. I met a lot of people. That's what I love about horror conventions, man. Amanda Weiss actually said it best when I talked to her because she said, "Are you here alone or did you come with a friend?" Well, my friend had split by that time. He decided to head back to the car, um, or not to the car, but he wanted to check out something at Lucas Oil Stadium on the way back to the car. They had a Colts game last night that was going on as well, which made for an interesting walk back to the car. But I talked to her and she said that's what's great about horror conventions because you can come by yourself or you can come with friends, but you end up meeting so many people. And she said she's talked to a lot of people that they've come with friends that they met at previous horror conventions. And I thought, yeah, that's really cool. And she's absolutely right about that. And I just love everything about horror conventions. I've only been to two, but just everything from the vibe that's going on to all the cosplays and the costumes to the people. I feel like we're all a really tight knit community, even if we don't know each other that well. It's easy to talk to people in line, whether you're in line for a Robert Englund photo or in line to get an autograph. Everybody's just so nice and friendly, and there's just an atmosphere about it and a fun that it's hard to explain unless you've been to one. So I'd highly recommend. I know it's not always cheap and it's not always possible to go to horror conventions. You kind of have to plan it out and save and budget and things like that. But if you have a chance or an opportunity at some point, I would definitely recommend going to because it's really cool. They also had some really cool props there, like the Ghostbusters Echo One sort of vehicle. Um, they had that van from a movie I haven't seen, The Black Phone. Is it Abracadabra, I think? The name of this like van. I'm not really sure because I haven't seen the movie, but I know it mentioned that. It had this really cool like it had the Monsters car and by the way, the kid that played the little Dracula kid. Was it Eddie Munster? He was there. Patrick Will or no, not Patrick Wilson. Butch Patrick was there, standing by a lot of that cool monster stuff. So yeah, it's just there's just so much for everybody. It's family friendly. There's a lot of kids there. Yeah, what else can I say? Go to a horror convention if you can. So anyway, that should finally wrap up this entire Horror Hound Weekend video, my part two here. But like I said before, if you have any questions about it, go ahead and comment them down below. Please like this video, hit the little notification bell, subscribe to my channel, all those things. I hope you enjoyed this additional video for the Horror Hound Weekend wrap up. Thanks for watching and stay scared. Bye.